Most people think wealth comes from long hours, grinding nonstop, or just being lucky. But what if I told you that the real secret doesn't start at the stock market, or your business desk, or even with the latest get-rich hack? It starts in the first 5 minutes of your morning. Yes, just one simple morning habit can literally shift your relationship with money, reprogram how you see opportunities, and even allow wealth to grow while you sleep. Sounds unbelievable, right? Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what this habit is, why it works, and how you can start using it tomorrow morning. Section 1. The problem most people miss. Here's the truth. Most people start their mornings in chaos. The alarm goes off. They hit snooze a couple of times, already feeling behind before the day has even begun. Then what's the very first thing they do? They reach for their phone. Within seconds, their mind is pulled in 100 directions. They check their messages. Someone needs something from them. They scroll through notifications, dozens of little red circles demanding their attention. Maybe they open Instagram or TikTok, and suddenly they're staring at someone else's highlight reel. The vacation they can't afford, the body they don't have, the lifestyle that feels out of reach. And if that's not enough, maybe they glance at the news. Another financial crisis, another disaster, more reasons to feel stressed before they've even had their first sip of water. And here's the scary part. They don't even realize it's happening. Without knowing it, they're already programming their brain for stress, distraction, and scarcity. Think about it. If the first thing you feed your mind in the morning is other people's demands, other people's opinions, or the world's chaos, what are you really telling yourself? You're telling yourself you're already behind. You're telling yourself you're not enough. You're telling your brain to focus on fear, lack, and comparison. And here's the catch. Your brain listens. If you start your day in reaction, you stay in reaction. You spend the rest of your hours putting out fires, chasing distractions, and running from one thing to the next. You're not creating, you're surviving. And a mind that is constantly surviving can never attract wealth, because wealth doesn't come from panic. It comes from clarity, from calm, from creation. That's why a reactive morning is so dangerous. A reactive mind never attracts wealth, it repels it. It closes the door on opportunities before they even knock. Section 2, the wealth habit reveal. So what's the alternative? It's something I call morning intentionality. Instead of letting the world decide how you think and feel, you take those first precious minutes of your day to decide for yourself. Think of it like setting the GPS for your brain. If you don't program it, it will default to chaos. But if you set the direction intentionally, your mind begins to align with where you want to go. And here's the best part. It doesn't require an hour-long morning routine, fancy tools, or waking up at 4 a.m. All it takes is 5 minutes and 3 simple steps. Step 1. Gratitude journaling. Grab a notebook and write down 3 things you're grateful for, big or small. Maybe it's your health, the roof over your head, or even the quiet moment you get before the day begins. Gratitude is powerful because it shifts your brain out of scarcity and into abundance. See, the human brain is naturally wired to focus on problems. It's a survival instinct. But when you train it to notice blessings, you retrain your subconscious to expect more good things. And here's the truth. What you focus on expands. Focus on lack, you'll see more lack. Focus on abundance, and suddenly you'll notice opportunities that were invisible before. Step 2. Wealth affirmations. Next, speak a money affirmation out loud. Something simple like, money flows to me easily and effortlessly. Or, I am open to new opportunities for wealth. Now, I know what you might be thinking. How can saying a sentence change anything? But here's the science. Your subconscious mind doesn't argue. It simply accepts repeated input as truth. The more often you affirm abundance, the more your mind begins to believe it. And when your beliefs shift, your behavior follows. You carry yourself differently. You take smarter risks. You attract better opportunities because deep down, you expect them. Step 3, visualization. Finally, close your eyes and spend just 60 seconds imagining your wealth goal as if it's already real. Don't just see it, feel it. Picture yourself opening your bank account and seeing the balance you've always dreamed of. Imagine making your final debt payment and feeling the weight lift off your shoulders. See yourself walking into the home you've always wanted or running the business you've been building in your mind for years. The key is emotion. The brain doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. It responds to the feelings. And when you consistently feel wealth in your morning practice, your brain starts working all day to bridge the gap between your current reality and the one you've imagined. And that's it. 3 steps, 5 minutes. But here's the secret. Those 5 minutes don't just shape your morning. They shape your entire day. And when you stack days on top of days, those 5 intentional minutes begin to shape your entire life. Section 3. Why it works, science plus stories. Now, you might be thinking, can something this simple really attract wealth? The answer is yes, and here's why. Your brain has something called the reticular activating system, or RAS for short. Think of it like a filter for your reality. Every second, your senses are bombarded with millions of bits of information. Sounds, sights, sensations, ideas. If your brain tried to process all of it at once, you'd be completely overwhelmed. So what does it do? It filters. It decides what's important and what isn't. And it does this based on what you consistently tell it to focus on. Here's a simple example. Have you ever bought a new car or even just thought about buying one? And suddenly you start seeing that exact model everywhere. It feels like the entire city bought the same car the same day you did. But in reality, those cars were always on the road. You just never noticed them. Why? Because your RAS wasn't programmed to. Wealth works in the same way. When you practice gratitude, you shift your emotional state from lack to abundance. When you repeat affirmations, you rewire your beliefs about what's possible for you. And when you visualize your goals, you're literally programming your RAS to scan the world for opportunities, connections, and ideas that match the picture you've been feeding it. This is exactly why some people seem to get lucky over and over again. They're not lucky, they're aligned. Their brain are filtering reality in a way that brings them closer to wealth, while others stay blind to the same opportunities. Let me share a quick but powerful story. Jim Carrey, before he was famous, used to drive up to Mulholland Drive in LA every single morning. He would sit in his car, look out over the city, and visualize himself receiving calls from directors, signing movie deals, and living the life of a successful actor. He didn't just hope for it. He felt it as if it were already true. He even went so far as to write himself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered, dated it 10 years into the future, and kept it in his wallet. Fast forward. when he landed his breakthrough role in Dumb and Dumber. The paycheck? Almost exactly $10 million. Now, was that magic? No, it wasn't luck either. It was alignment. His morning intentionality shaped his beliefs, which shaped his actions, which opened the doors to the exact opportunities he had been visualizing all along. And Jim Carrey isn't the only one. Oprah Winfrey has spoken about how she used visualization to manifest her role in The Color Purple, which launched her career. Will Smith has talked about believing and speaking success into existence long before he was recognized as one of Hollywood's biggest stars. Even entrepreneurs like Sara Blakely, founder of Spanx, credit visualization and intentional self-talk as part of the reason they turned ideas into billion-dollar empires. The pattern is always the same. Gratitude fuels the state. Affirmations rewire the belief. Visualization programs the mind. And opportunities follow. Morning intentionality isn't a gimmick. It's neuroscience, it's psychology, and it's proof that when you align your inner world, your outer world eventually reflects it. Section 4. The bigger picture. This habit isn't about tricking the universe into dropping bags of money on your doorstep. It's not about wishful thinking, lottery tickets, or sitting around waiting for miracles. It's about transforming you. Because here's the truth. Wealth doesn't start with numbers in your bank account. It starts with the way you think, the way you feel, and the way you show up every single day. When you start your morning in a state of abundance instead of lack, you make better choices. You take smarter risks. You're no longer operating from fear, but from clarity. When you affirm wealth, you carry yourself differently. You speak with more conviction. You negotiate with more confidence. You believe you deserve success. And that belief changes how others respond to you. And when you visualize your goals, something powerful happens. You begin to live in alignment with that future version of yourself. You naturally start taking actions, having conversations, and pursuing ideas that pull you closer to the reality you've been imagining. It's not forced, it's magnetic. And here's the real secret. These shifts might feel small in the moment, but over time, they compound. One day of gratitude might not change your life, but 30 days of gratitude will change your mindset. One affirmation might feel silly, but 6 months of affirmations will reprogram your beliefs. One morning of visualization won't make you rich, but a year of visualizing your goals will fundamentally change the way you think, act, and seize opportunities. Wealth is not built overnight. It's built in layers. Tiny, intentional actions stacked on top of each other until they create momentum. And once momentum takes over, wealth begins to flow in ways that almost feel effortless. That's the magic of this habit. Not magic in the mystical sense, but magic in the sense of transformation. This is how one simple 5-minute morning ritual can set off a chain reaction. It transforms your thoughts. Your thoughts transform your actions. Your actions transform your results. And those results, stacked over weeks, months, and years, compound into real, lasting wealth. That's how this one morning habit doesn't just change your day. It attracts money, success, and opportunity, even while you sleep. So here's my challenge to you. Tomorrow morning, before you touch your phone, before the world gets a chance to set your mood, give yourself just 5 minutes for this wealth habit. 5 minutes of gratitude, affirmation, visualization. That's all it takes. 5 minutes to rewire your brain for abundance instead of lack. 5 minutes to remind yourself that money is not something you chase, it's something you attract. And if you commit to this for 30 days, something incredible happens. You'll notice your energy shift. You'll start feeling calmer, clearer, and more confident. You'll see opportunities that used to fly right past you. You'll start making choices not from fear, but from vision. And slowly, your relationship with money begins to transform. You'll realize that wealth is not just numbers in a bank account. It's a state of mind. And when your mind is aligned with wealth, the numbers eventually catch up. So tomorrow morning, you have two choices. You can roll over, grab your phone, and let the noise of the world dictate your day. Or you can take 5 intentional minutes to program your future. If you found this valuable, hit that like button. It really helps this message reach more people. Subscribe if you want more powerful mindset tools. And share this video with someone in your life who's ready to step into abundance. Because here's the truth. Your mornings shape your future. Your thoughts shape your reality. And your habits shape your destiny. So start tomorrow not in chaos, but in creation. Not in scarcity, but in abundance. Wealth doesn't begin with money. It begins with intention. And intention begins with you.